Hi guys, Miss K here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this cute baby pink set with the white middle fingernail and the little half hearts on both middle fingers. So when the two middle fingers are together, it makes a whole heart and it's so cute. So if you'd like to see how I created it, keep watching. So this is the set that she had on before. As you can see, there's no lifting. So I'm going to be using my ceramic drill bit. This is a safety bit, and I think I put my e-file on a speed of 8,000 RPMs. And I'm going to be using this to remove the bulk from her nails. And I'm just going down the surface of her nail and kind of around the top of it, but I try to stay off of her natural nail because I don't want to cause any damage to her natural nail. So I mainly focus on just the length of her nail and all of the acrylic that's already on it. So generally when you're doing a backfill, you want to put a color on top of the nails that are lighter than the nails. Okay. Let me try and reword that. So you want to use a color that's darker than the previous set that they already have on when you do a backfill. But since hers are black, I'm just going to file them down as thin as I possibly can. And then I'll show you the rest of the process of how I got the light pink and the white on top of the black. So I'll just do this same process to all 10 of the nails, get them as thin as I can. And you really are just removing like all of the product, as much as the product as you can without causing a heat spike or hurting your client. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch me do this, and then I'll be back as soon as I'm done. As you can see, it's a very time-consuming process. I do charge extra for this process, just like as if it was a soak off or anything like that. You always want to make sure that you charge for whatever work that you end up doing. So don't forget that part. It's very important. You charge for your work. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with this fine grit sanding band on my mandrel bit, and I already did the pinky, so I'm going to show you how I did it on the ring finger. And I'm just going around the cuticle area and her natural nail with this drill bit, and then I'm going to go along the length of the nail. This is just going to help debulk the nail a tiny bit more and then also smooth out the surface before I go in to apply anything on top of this existing acrylic. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch me do that, and then I will be back again. Okay, so sis had the red bottoms underneath these nails, so I'm going back in with my ceramic drill bit, and I'm going to use it to remove the red polish from underneath her nails. And I think I already said this, but if you want to see the process of how I got her black nails with the red bottoms, I have a video on my channel up for that, so you guys will want to go and check that out. Okay, now I'll be using my cuticle pusher to push back her cuticles. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I always make sure that I do this whenever I'm doing an acrylic set, because you want to make sure that there's no cuticle stuck to the nail bed still, if I could talk. Then I'm going in with this needlepoint bit, and I'm going to go around her cuticles with it and up and along the sidewalls as well. And this just helps further remove any cuticle that is stuck to her nail bed. And once I started using these prep bits, my retention has literally like changed the game. So I don't ever have a nail lifting or popping off or anything like that ever since I started using the needle bit and the cuticle point bit, or cuticle ball bit, which is this one right here. So I'm going to go around her cuticles with this, and I have it in forward, so I go around them from right to left, and then after I finish going from right to left, I put my e-file in reverse, and then I go from left to right, so that way I can get the other side and make sure that that's all lifted up and removed. And this basically just lifts the cuticle off of the natural nail, so you don't have to worry about having that stuck to it while you're trying to apply acrylic in the side walls and up against the cuticle area. And then sis wanted the stiletto pinky, so I am using my straight edge nippers, and I'm just going to clip this into the stiletto shape, and then I'm gonna have her look at it, make sure she likes it, and then I'll go back in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file in 100 grit, and I'm using this to shape that nail. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll be back with you guys. So now I'm going in and shortening her nails, and I'm just going to be using my tip cutters to do this. And now she's checking it, making sure she likes it. And then I go in and I'm just going to do the remaining nails. I don't know why I said it like that, sorry. Then I go back in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and I sharpen up the shape of all of these nails as well. Alrighty y'all, so I'm just going to repeat the same process on the other nails that need filed, and then I will be back when I'm done. Okay, now going in with my cuticle nippers. I'm going to use these just to remove any extra cuticle that she may have on her fingers, any extra dead skin. She really didn't have that much, but this really just helps with your adhesion and your retention. So I would suggest definitely doing this. You know, and also sometimes your clients really don't need their cuticles nipped, but if they request it, then I would say go ahead and do it. Get off the little bit that you can, and then move on to the next step. Alrighty, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with some Young Nail Swipe and wipe down all of the nails in order to remove the dustings and the filings. Then I'm taking this B322 from Beetles Gel Polishes, and I'm going to cover all of the black part of the nails, or at least as much as I can, with this product. So this is going to help when I go in with the lighter acrylic on top of the nails, so that way the black isn't as visible through the acrylic. So then I cure them for a minute. Then I'm wiping them all down with the swipe again. And then I'm going to use my Kiara Sky acrylic primer, and usually I would just apply this to the natural nail, but I'm going to take it down the entire length of the nail in order to make sure that the acrylic sticks to the polish. Then I'm going in with this acrylic that I made. So this is the white that I'm going to use on the middle finger. Then I'm just applying that, and it's kind of like that see-through-ish white, which was actually the main reason that I wanted to put the nude polish underneath, because I knew that the black would be able to be seen through this, like, I was about to say nudie white, but through this not super opaque white color. It's like that you know what color. Okay, anyways. So I applied my first bead, and then you see here I'm struggling getting that little ball off of the tip. Irritating. Then there was something stuck in the acrylic, so I had to get that out. And now I'm going in with my second bead. I'm just going to apply that on top of my first bead, a little bit above where I applied that first one. And I'm just gently pressing it in, making sure that I'm not wiping off too much acrylic or anything. And then I line it up with the sides, make sure it's not all over her fingers or her cuticles or anything like that. And then there's another little bead underneath. Now I'm going to do my cuticle bead, and I place this down and then I push it up into the cuticle, and then after I do that I wipe it down. So here I am, you see me doing that. And then I think I'm going to apply one more bead of acrylic, like a really little one, up there in the corner in order to make sure that I'm getting the entire cuticle covered and all of the black and everything. And there's a little something stuck in the acrylic. I don't know what was going on with this acrylic. It was getting everything stuck in it. But here I am placing another bead, and then I'm going to push that up into the cuticle area and then swipe it down over the length of the nail. And then I wipe the brush along the sides to make sure it's a nice clean coverage. Place one more at the tip, and then I'm wiping that down, shaping it to the nail. And basically here you'll see me filling in the acrylic, and I'm just trying to make sure that the black is covered underneath this, you know, see-through-ish white. Okay, now going in with Kiara Sky's Cover Acrylic in the color Pale Pink, I'm going to be applying this to all of her other nails. When I'm applying acrylic, I like to start basically where the tip meets the natural nail, and then I bring it down to cover the length of the nail. I try to follow a process, but sometimes that doesn't work for me. Well, a lot of the time that doesn't work for me. So now I'm applying a bead a little bit above the last bead that I applied, and then I'm just going to wipe it down, push any product that's fallen off the sides back on top of the nail. Then my next bead is going right near the cuticle, and then I'm going to push it up into the cuticle. And you see that I flooded the sidewall here, but I'm just going to clean that up with my brush on both sides. And you just don't want any acrylic to get on the actual finger, because then that can cause lifting. So if that happens, just go back in and clean it off. And then now I'm just thickening up the actual color to make it more opaque, so that way it covers up the black that was underneath. So I'm just applying beads of acrylic until I like the coverage and the shape of the nail. I don't want them to be too thin, and she likes them to be a little on the thicker side because she's a server, so she doesn't want to break a nail. Here you'll see me go back and apply a little bit more acrylic to her fingernail just to really help cover up the black that was underneath. I felt like it was still showing through a little bit, so I wanted to cover it some more. And I'm going to do this on this finger as well, her pinky. You see that little black spot in the corner? I'm going to use it to cover that up. So it's not always going to be perfect, but if you have to go back and add a little bit here or take away a little bit there, that's fine. You know, we're all still learning. Alrighty guys, so now that I'm done with that, I'm going back in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and this one is the 100 grit, and I'm going to use this to reshape the nails and just crispen up that original shape that we had before we applied any of the acrylic to the nail. So you always want to make sure that you go in and refile the nails. Even if it looks still perfect, there's always a little something that you can touch up. So with a backfill, I like to go underneath the nail because it kind of removes the original color that was there just a little bit more. So I file the sides and then I file underneath also. Alrighty, so I basically do the same process for all 10 of the nails, and then once I'm done with one hand, I'll flip that hand around like I do here and look at it from my client's perspective. I think that this really helps a lot because then you can make sure that the nails are straight when they're looking at them. Now I'm going in with my fine grit sanding band again, and I'm going to go around the cuticle area. This is just going to help keep the nail flush to the natural nail, so that way you don't have like a big, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Like a big bump in between their natural nail as the nails are growing out and the acrylic that you had applied. So I go around the cuticle and then I go along the length of the nail just to further smooth it out. So I do the same process on all 10 of the nails, and then when I'm done, I'm going in with some Young Nails Swipe to remove any of the dust or filings that are still on the nail. Then I'm going to put the two middle fingers together, and I'm kind of going to etch a heart into the nail, even though this was basically pointless because I couldn't even see it after I went back in I couldn't see the etching that I had made. So I did this so I can apply the crystals on there, which is basically pointless, honestly. So now I'm going in with my bling gel, and I'm just going to apply it in the shape of the heart, trying to see where I had etched that little heart, but I really can't see anything. Now I'm going to go in with these silver little crystals. They're so pretty. And I'm just going to apply them in the shape of the heart. So one at a time. It's a little meticulous, but it's really not. It was fun doing this for her. I actually had done a set like this back in February for Valentine's Day, with the middle fingers being the heart, so that way when they come together it makes the heart. And so I guess I'll just let you guys watch me finish doing this, and I'll be back. One thing I did want to mention about bling gel is that I love it because you're able to move the crystals around without it drying on you. So I really like that, because if they're not perfectly where you want them, then you can still, change it up or add a gem here or take one away without it being already dry. You have to go through that process. Then as soon as you're ready to, it looks how you want it to, you just throw it in the light and cure it, and you're done. So now, using the Chiara Sky acrylic top coat, I'm going to put a thin layer of this on all of her nails. And actually, not with this set, but with a couple of other sets, I've had some problems with this top coat. I don't know what's going on with it, but it kind of bubbles up on top of the nails, so I don't know if it just doesn't mix well with the acrylics that I was using or what, or if I put it on too thick, or I don't know. But I was having that problem. Once it went in my light, it started to bubble. So if anybody knows why that's happening, like any nail techs, if you know why that's happening, if you could let me know so that way it doesn't happen again, I'd appreciate that. So I'm applying this to all, well, I was going to say 5, but all 10 of her nails. Okay, so now I'm just going in with my cuticle oil, and I'm going to apply that to all 10 of her fingers, well, her cuticles, and then that's it. Rub it in, and this is the final product. So this is how the 2 half hearts look when they come together. They're so cute, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for any future videos that I may post. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.